Good. So let me just jump right into our Connect News, okay? Have you ever been watching the news about everything surfacing about Blackface?
Yes.
What a way to start off Black History Month, right? I mean, really. I mean, I think about Gucci. Gucci had to apologize for allegedly having a blackface sweater, okay? Now, it was really, I'm a fashion nova. I love fashion, okay? I actually looked at the sweater. I really did not like the sweater itself. And especially I was not really too fond on what the sweater actually represented. So all of these things are happening in the news. You look at Prada, this luxury store, had to pull their line because they had monkeys with lipstick. I mean, so it's just all these things that are going on with this blackface. And then you had videos and pictures of entertainers who were coming up from years ago with blackface. You had Jimmy Kimmel, which was my personal favorite. If you don't know who Jimmy Kimmel is, he comes on every night about 11 o'clock at night. He's another talk show host. Jimmy Fallon. They have some blackface pictures that actually surfaced about him. I mean, Joy from The View. I mean, there is just so many things happening and so many rumors and so many things swirling around about this blackface, okay? Then we had lawmaker, I think it's the Virginia governor, his name was Ralph Northam. He was called actually to resign last week after his blackface photos appeared when he was in college. Okay, now he since then apologized for his racist and offensive costumes in the photos showing him in blackface and KKK. So now they're calling him to resign. Now he's the governor of Virginia. They're saying, listen, they don't even think that he's fit to govern. Now mind you, this happened years ago. He's apologized for it, but they're saying, no. This is just not right. Something has to give. Then we move on to, again in Virginia. I don't know what's going on with Virginia. I did a story on Virginia a couple of weeks ago about how their teachers in Virginia have been doing special needs kids and things of that sort. So Virginia, it's time for you all to get it together. Now, Attorney General Mark Herring, he admitted Wednesday that he appeared in blackface at a 1980s party with him and his friends where they were actually dressed as famous rappers. Mark said in 1980, when I was 19, and this is quote unquote, and I'll read this because I don't want you to miss this. He said in 1980, when I was 19 years old and as an undergrad student in college,
Bluetooth disconnected.
Some friends suggested that we attend a party dressed like rappers we listened to at the time, like Curtis Blow, and we performed a song. Herring said in a statement, "It sounds ridiculous even now as I'm writing it, but because of our ignorance and glib attitudes and because we did not have an appreciation for the experiences and the perspectives of others, we dressed up, we put on wigs, we put on brown makeup," he added. Then he said, "This was a one-time occurrence and I accept full responsibility for my conduct. This conduct clearly shows that as a young man, I had a callous and inexcusable lack of awareness and insensitivity to the pain my behavior could inflict on others. It was really a minimization of both people of color and a minimization of horrific history I knew well even then." So, here's what I have to say. With all the controversy that's going on right now, I just think that people need to be a little bit more culture conscious, be a little bit more aware of what's going on. So you say, you may not even know what this is about, this blackface is about. What is all the controversy and why are so many people in an uproar about it? Well, blackface is a form of a theatrical makeup used predominantly by non-black performers to represent a look of a black person, right? So it was really popular in the 19th centuries, okay, and it also contributed to the spread of racial stereotypes of how black people looked and acted. In such films such as Happy-Go-Lucky Darky on the Plantation, even these names are crazy. and dandified coon. So the minstrel shows were popular for humor, for profit, and by the 21st century, it was no longer funny, but offensive and disrespectful. So this is what's going on right now in our climate. A lot of people are blaming it on our administration, saying that how our president is making it now open for people to be racial. Unfortunately, I cannot put that on our current administration, because this has happened years ago, right? But what's happening years ago was really what was really going on in their hearts. And so because everyone has a freedom of speech, everyone has a right to their opinion, it's now surfacing. So what I would say to everybody, just be cautious. Be cautious of the climate that we live in. Be sensitive to people and their race and their culture. Again, it doesn't have to be black. It's just so happened that blackface is surfacing. There are a lot of prejudices against all races. But in lieu of Black History Month, I want to talk about blackface, because this is becoming a huge factor of what's going on. And so just be mindful of what you do. Be a little bit more cautious. I know that Gucci has gotten a lot of things, a lot of celebrities have actually said that they're no longer going to buy Gucci. Now, I love Gucci and I love Prada. And so a lot of people are saying that they're really not going to support something that is as openly racist as that. Now, do I think that Gucci did that on purpose? No. I just don't think I think that it was something that they were uninformed about. The people who sit behind the scenes, they're designers, they're people who have to proof their material or their clothing line before it comes out. Maybe they didn't catch that. Maybe they didn't have that discussion, but I'm so grateful to the Lord that we're actually able to have these discussions, because once we're having the conversation about it, we can bring more awareness. Just listen, be careful of who you are mocking. Be careful as to whom you may be offended. Just be a little bit more cautious as to what actually is going on, okay? Now, next on Connect News, do you all remember Duck Dynasty?